Hello, my dear friends. It's Snacks Biology, and today we are going to discuss about one tenth concept, tenth class concept, which is very important for CBSE exam. That is LS of flower. Because we are going to LS of flower, before that we have to be very familiar with the parts of the flower. Now get start the parts of the flower. When we will discuss about the parts of the flower, first is there is a two types of parts. One is vegetative parts, which is not responsible for the reproduction, and another is reproductive part, which is responsible for the reproduction. So what is the vegetative part? It is pedicel, receptacle, calyx, and corolla. What is the pedicel? Pedicel means it is the stem which is attached to the flower, is called the pedicel. What is the receptacle? It is the part stalk which is the flower attached. It is a part of the stem. It is a stalk which attached to the flower. And what is the calyx? It is consist of the sepals, which is green part of the flower. I will show you. And what is the corolla? It is a petals, color parts of the flower, and it helps to attract the honeybee or small flies for the collection of the nectars and help in the pollination. And what is the reproductive parts? Reproductive parts, it has two important reproductive parts in our flower. That is, it is androecium and it is gynoecium. The androecium is consist of the stamen, and stamen having the two parts. One is anther and another is filament. What is the anther and filament? That we have to discuss. And gynoecium is a part of the flower which is consist of the pistil, and we also tell as a carpel. Pistil or carpel is the same, it is not a different name, and it is consist of the style, stigma, and ovary. These are the three main parts of the flower, which is the pistil is consist of the style, stigma, and ovary. Now we will discuss about the stamen and pistil clearly. You say, come to this diagram. This diagram is stamens diagram. The stamen upper part, it is consist of the anther, and it is a bilobed. There is a stalk like this structure, which is a tail like structure, that is called a filament. These two are consist and form the stamen, and this stamen consists of the anther and filament. And this anther, what this anther is a androecium, it is a male reproductive organ. Gynoecium, female reproductive organ. Now anther is consist of the what? This anther is consist of the pollen grains, and this pollen grains helps in the pollination, and by the pollination these pollen grains will move, and these pollen grains contain the male gamete. These pollen grain contain the male gamete, and that's why that is called the male gametophyte. Because it contains the male gamete, that's why it is called the male gametophyte. Make it very clear once again. Androecium, it is a male sex organ of the flower and consists of the stamen, and with the stamen it is stamen has two parts. One is anther and a filament. This anther part contain the pollen grains, and these pollen grains consist of the male gametophyte. Why it is called male gametophyte? Because it contains the male gametes. Now come to the female sex organ. Female sex organ, what? Gynoecium. And this gynoecium consists of the pistil and carpel and style, stigma, and ovary. What is this? You see this diagram. If you will see this diagram, what will happen? Here the top portion is called the stigma, and the below portion is called the style, and it is down portion is called the ovary. These three portions combined called as pistil or carpel, which is a part of the gynoecium, which is a female sex organ. The female sex organ consists of the pistil having the three parts, and that three parts is stigma, style, and ovary. Ovaries consist of ovule, and inside the ovule there is a structure called embryo sac. We will study details on the embryo sac, how much there in the 10th syllabus. Then are you clear? You see, once again I am telling you, gynoecium, which is consist of the pistil and carpel, and this pistil and carpel consist of the style, stigma and ovary, and this style, stigma and ovary combined called as pistil, and this ovary consists of ovule, and ovule consists of embryo sac, and this embryo sac is called the female gametophyte. Here what you read, the pollen grain consists of male gamete, that's why it is called the male gametophyte. Embryo sac contain the female gamete, that is egg. What is the female gamete? That is egg. Egg is a female gamete which is consist in the embryo sac, and it is called the female gametophyte. Now we try to understand why it is called the male gametophyte, because it contains the male gamete. Because it contains the male gamete, it is male gametophyte. Because it is contain the egg cell, it is called the female gametophyte. After that, we try to understand about the female gametophyte. Now, my dear friends, it is called, what is this? It is called the forceps, because to take something we needed this instrument, and it is what is, it is needle. With the help of this instrument, we are doing some small type of discussion to show the different parts of the flower. And it is, that hibiscus, and in this hibiscus flower I want to show all the parts what you discussed. First of all, it is called the long structure will be attached to the stem, that is called the pedicel. Near the pedicel, this part, what my little I want to show you, this part is called the, this part is, it is a long structure is attached, that is called the pedicel, and this part is called receptacle. After the receptacle, you see this blue lines, I will take it out for showing you. You see the blue part, what I am taking, this blue part, you see, this blue part what I am taking for the by the forceps, you see, this part is called the sepal. What is this part is called? Sepal. Slowly I am taking it out from the flower. It is called the sepal. What is this part? Sepal. It is a part of calyx. Calyx means it is consist of the sepal. If you will count, it is exactly, it will 5 will come. Now I am taking all the sepals to show why I will show, because to show the petal. Petal is belongs to corolla. How many petals are there in hibiscus? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Total 5 sepals. 1, 2, 1 by 1 I am taking it out. 3, 4, and 5. That 5 sepals I extracted. It is a color parts, and it is helps to attract the insects for the collection of nectar. It is the corolla. This green part what I collect, that is called the sepals, and this red part, color part, it is called the petal. Now after that, now it is a very important part what I want to show you. It is, you see here, all these are become called the stamen. This part what I am taking, you see, I am taking this part, you see what the part I am taking, it is, these are called the stamen. The T person, in the help of the middle I want to show you, this T person is called the T person is called the anther, and the filament which is attached to the anther is called the what? It is called the anther, and the filament which is attached is called filament. Anther and filament combined called as the stamen, and it is belongs to the androecium, that is male sex organ of the flower. That means this all yellow color you are seeing, no, this yellow color are become the male sex organs of the flower. You see here, does some here, because hibiscus it is not we are not getting the pollen grain very frequent, but some flowers are there, you will get the dust like powders are become coming out from this anther, and that is called the pollen grain. Pollen grains are coming out from the anther. Once I want to tell you, this part is called the anther, and this part, P parts is called the anther, and down parts is called the filament, and this combined part is called the stamen, and it is a male sex organ. Now I will, by the help of the, what is this instrument? It is called the forceps. By the forceps, I will take the all the stamens. I'm collecting all the stamens. I will remove all the stamens. Why I will remove? Because I want to show you the pistil. To show you the pistil, I have to remove all the. You see, I am taking all the stamens from here because so many stamens are there in this flower hibiscus. Now it is the structure of the stamen, and now we will read about the pistil. In the pistil, you see it is the stigma, and this is the style, and here this part is called the ovary. You see, I dissecting the ovary to show you. It is the ovary, and it is the ovary, and this ovary is inside this ovary there is ovule, and inside the ovule there is a embryo sac. Now I am taking the another flower. It is called the datura. This green parts, what I am taking out, see clearly. This green parts is called the sepal, and this white parts is called the petal. See, this white parts which is called the petal. Now I will show you very clearly about the stamen. You see here it is, here this part is called the stamens. It is called a stamen, and this part is called the anther, and this one is called the filament. It is very clear, you see, where it is not clear in the hibiscus, but where it is here it is very very clear. It is anther, which is you can easily find out if you do like this. The powder like structures will attach to your finger, and that is called the pollen grains. And if you will see that it is the anther, and this top like structure is called filament, and full structure is called the stamen, and it is belongs to the, what you can tell me, gynoecium or androecium? It is androecium because it is a male sex organ. This structure is called male sex organ. If you go down and see, then this structure is called, you see, it's a pistil. In the pistil, below the pistil there is a ovary, and inside the ovary there is a ovule. Inside the ovule there is a embryo sac. I am hope you clearly understand the concept very clearly. Before closing my video, I will just recall the what you learned today. And if you clearly understand about the concept, just like my channel and subscribe my channel. First, vegetative part, which having the pedicel, receptacle, calyx and corolla, and reproductive part, it is androecium and gynoecium. Androecium consists of the stamen, and the stamen having the two parts, anther and filament. Gynoecium is pistil, style, stigma and ovary, and that ovary consists of the ovule. Ovule consists of the embryo sac, which is called the female gametophyte because it contains the female gamete, whereas the pollen grain, which is called the male gametophyte because it contains the male gamete. When they will fuse, the male gamete fuse with the female gamete, the fertilization will occur. After the fertilization, zygote, after the zygote, embryo will occur. When they will combine each other and the embryo will develop, then we will develop a matured embryo sac. It's all about today's video. I hope you clearly understand. Thank you for watching my video.